Hey everyone, it's Bryan from the Fiesta movement, and it's the end of October, which means the Fiesta ST, is going back to Brandon for the month of November. So here's my review from the month of October. Well, in 2 weekends, I put 3,300 miles on the ST. I traveled with my wife down to Pennsylvania for a wedding, and then Brandon and I traveled all the way up to the UP to Houghton for the Lake Superior Performance Rally. To finish the Rally America series. So we caught the first rally of the year and the last rally of the year. And of course, that meant that we were able to see the Fiesta take the two-wheel drive national championship with Brendan Reeves and Rihanna Glasmio running their Team O'Neill sponsored Ford Fiesta R2. So anyway, 3,300 mile in 2 weekends. So being October as well, we got to experience a lot of different types of driving conditions, if you will. Going down to Pennsylvania, we had everything from rain to dry roads. We drove in the mountains, and once again, the Fiesta did fantastic. No issues at all. The tires, of course, do wonderful on the twisty roads. Sarah was nice enough to find me some really awesome country roads in Pennsylvania that were very tight, twisty. They really look more like a tarmac rally stage out of like maybe Catalunya or something like that. A lot of elevation changes, very narrow. Once again, the car did phenomenal. The brakes held up remarkably well, just as they do on the racetrack or an autocrossing. The tires did everything I could want out of them. I used the GPS, the in-car GPS. I zoomed up really large on the screen, and that allowed me to kind of look and see what direction the road was going, just as if I had a kind of a co-driver on board to kind of let me know what the next turn was ahead. So that definitely helped to kind of glance down and see, I'm gonna got a tight left turn, a tight right turn, long sweeping turn, and I could kind of see visually the elevation changes and make a decision on where I wanted to place the car on the road. So fantastic job all the way to Pennsylvania and back. Mile per gallon average was pretty good. It's about around the 32 mark, I think, is what I was averaging on that trip. That was mostly highway. We're kind of due for an oil change, so I noticed that you get a little bit of degradation of mile per gallon when you get up there in the miles without an oil change. So that kind of wrapped up the Pennsylvania weekend. We found an outlet mall down there, and we completely filled this thing up with items. So definitely enough cargo room for a trip to the outlet mall, as well as everything you need for a kind of an extended weekend trip. So the following weekend, Brandon and I left. Must have been Thursday morning to go up to Houghton. So it's about a 9.5 hour drive to get to the rally. My friend Eric and Craig followed along in their Focus ST. Both cars, of course, did remarkably well. Traveling down the highway, no drama at all. Both of us, both in the Focus and the Fiesta, which both run these same Recaro seats, we all thought that these seats are absolutely amazing. Even on 9.5 hours of sitting in the car driving to the rally, no complaints, none at all. One thing we did notice when we got to the UP was trying to find 93 octane fuel. Couldn't find any gas stations with it. So we ended up running 91 octane ethanol free. And looking at the distance to empty on the car, it looked like the ST really responded well to that. I don't know. It's always difficult to tell. There's a lot of variables when it comes to MPG configurations and distance to empty. But we both noticed that both cars did remarkably well on that 91 octane ethanol free. Of course, if you're going to go to a rally and you're going to go spectate at a rally, you're basically going to be driving down the exact same roads that the rally cars are going to be racing on. So we were able to run the ST down some very twisty, tight gravel roads, packed sand, kind of rutted roads, two tracks, you name it. We ended up taking the ST down it. There are some things we will not mention that we did with the ST on that adventure, but once again, even with performance summer tires, this thing was unstoppable. Only once did we kind of have to turn around on a two-track, and that mostly had to do with ground clearance and the lack of a skid plate. And I was looking behind me at Eric coming with the Focus ST and realizing that he was shoveling, if you will, with the front. So we didn't want to do anything bad, so we ended up just turning around, caught some crap from the Subaru guys, but you know what? I'm more than happy to let them continue on that path, because shortly thereafter, we were involved in a torrential downpour, which would have flooded out that two-track and would have been a problem. So we definitely made the right decision not to carry on. But on the other gravel roads, packed sand, gravel, well, all sorts of different types of logging roads up there, the ST with these Bridgestone Potenzas did a phenomenal job. We could brake hard, we could accelerate hard. The car cornered very well. I turned the stability control off, traction control off. Was able to left foot brake around the corners, kind of get a little bit of rear motion there. You know, we're not going very fast, so it's difficult to really push the car at its limits. And of course, we're not up there competing, we're up there spectating. So there's no reason to push the car and do something stupid and put it in a tree. So, but just from the limited runs that we did do on off-road conditions, the Fiesta ST did fantastic. We did run into some sleet, snow, rain mixes up there, which made for very muddy conditions. Once again, no problems at all. The car did remarkably well. We ended up cleaning the car a couple times while we were there, as well as a lot since I got home. I had a scrub underneath of it, but it's finally clean, and there's no evidence of that it was basically running down rally roads for a couple days. So fantastic job. Brandon and I basically lived inside the ST for 4 straight days, you know, chasing down the rally cars, going to the service stages. We had a trunk full of all the tools and equipment we needed to work on the rally cars in service, which is going to be part of the mission video that hopefully will be coming up shortly. All of our luggage on board, food, snacks, heavy winter weather clothing, everything was packed in this car, and it did a fantastic job. No complaints whatsoever. So going back to the tires here for a second, the Bridgestone Potenza REO 50As are definitely a 3-season tire. I mean, they're a summer tire, but they're really a 3-season, spring, summer, and fall. But being Michigan in the fall, you do sometimes get some very weird conditions. I ended up getting about 1.5 inches of wet, slushy snow one morning as a surprise. And I can tell you that when they say do not drive these tires in the snow, they mean it. You should have proper snow tires on the car. We just didn't have them to fit over these brakes like I do for my 2011. So I couldn't do anything at the time. Had to take it very slow. But even in those conditions, it's still better than what most people drive on for all-season tires. I mean, all-season tires are the worst thing ever invented. They suck at the track, they suck at autocrossing, they suck in the dry, they suck in the wet, they suck in the snow. The best thing to do with an all-season tire is to line them up around the guardrails on racetracks in case you go off track, because they're useless as a tire. So if you live in a climate that you are going to need, that you're going to encounter snow, and you have a Fiesta ST or even a Focus ST or any proper performance car, make sure you have snow tires. Ford recommends what size in the ST supplement, so you should have no trouble either ordering them from a dealer or from one of the many sources online that I usually get mine from. So definitely something you will want to do. But what that does is that leaves you with a phenomenally good, well grippy tire for 3 seasons that you can enjoy, and you can take it to the track. You can run it in autocrossing. You can even do a little off-roading with it, but that's not what they're designed for. So you end up with a very good 3-season tire. But if you do get into snow, definitely run a proper snow tire, which is something I've done for the last goodness, almost 14 years now. So shortly after I got my license, I switched to 2 tires, a dedicated summer and a dedicated winter. And you get the best of both worlds doing that, rather than having an all-season tire, which means you have a completely useless tire that I would not. Basically, if the ST had an all-season tire on it, I would get rid of that tire immediately. There's no, just like I did with my my 2011 Fiesta. I only drove from the dealership to my house on the all-season tires, and they were gone and never be put on again. I don't believe in that foolishness, and I won't drive a car with all seasons. To me, you can't have a performance car on all seasons. It's not a performance car. It's just a regular car disguised as a performance car. The ST is a real performance car. It's got real performance tires. It's got real performance brakes. Now, being real performance brakes, they do dust a little bit, but you're going to clean them up. These brakes work phenomenally well on the track, on the street, and anything you can throw at them. So yeah, they may make a little dust, but they're well worth it when you're going down the back straightaway at about 100 miles per hour going into turn 11 with a guardrail in front of you. You want good brakes. This car has those brakes. So great job on pad selection. Yeah, they're a little dusty, but you know what? If you're like me, you wash your car every couple days anyway, so you just wash the wheels. Of course, when I get my own personal one, I'm putting white wheels on it, so I have to do a little extra cleaning, but it's well worth it considering the performance you get. So once again, the car never fails to absolutely amaze me. It gives me an incredible sense of confidence, both in autocrossing, since I picked up second place in G Stock. It gives me great confidence in the wet, in the gravel, in the sand, anything other than snow, with these, which is just a tire issue. This car just, it never fails to completely amaze me. Everything about this car, I love. So I'll be getting back in my 2011 for the month of November. I get the car back in December again. And by then it will have to have proper snow tires on it because we live along Lake Michigan. We're going to get snow. So I'm off to go drop the ST off to Brandon and let him enjoy the car for a month. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. Be sure to check out Instagram. It's BRGT350. We have a lot of content on there from the Lake Superior Performance Rally that is not on the Fiesta Movement website. So be sure you check out my Instagram page. Twitter is BRGT350, and of course YouTube BRGT350, and Brandon's is at Racetech0722 if you're looking for him as well. So I have a lot more exciting things coming up, including probably the best mission video that we've done to date. It's on par with what we did in Brazil. So keep an eye out for that. That hopefully will get approved soon. And I'm going to go drop the car off to Brandon, and we'll catch up with you guys later.